Hello, it's Joe, and in this hopefully quick video I will just be going through my new rating system that I've came up with, because I mentioned it in my last wrap up for March and a few people commented saying that they really liked it, so I thought I'd just do a whole little video dedicated to it so that more people are aware that it exists and maybe people will want to use it, because it really works for me and I reckon it'd probably work for quite a few people as well. So we'll start off with why I wanted a new rating system in the first place, and the reason for that is the old rating system that I was using, which is kind of your bog standard booktube rating system where you rate a book, 1 to 5 stars, and you'll just base it on your feelings towards that book at the time of finishing it. That for me just personally didn't work. And I kind of started realising when I was rating a lot of books 5 stars, and then a few months later I would look back on those books and think, that is not one of my favourite books of all time. Like, why have I rated that 5 stars? So I just thought it was kind of time for me to challenge that rating system and see if I could come up with something else that worked better for me. And luckily I did. So the idea for this new rating system actually came from reading this book, which is How Long Till Black Future Month by N.K. Jemisin. This is a short story collection that I read in February for Blackathon, which was a readathon hosted by Jessie from Bowties and Books. And this was actually my first experience reading a short story collection, so I thought it might be apt to rate each of the short stories as I go along, because they are individual stories and there wasn't like an overarching like plot or anything. So that's what I did. And then when I came up with all these ratings for each short story, and I just thought, well, I'm gonna be rating this on Goodreads and I kind of need to rate the book overall, so why don't I just get a rating from averaging out all of those ratings for the individual short stories, and that will get an overall rating for the book. And so that's what I did. And I thought, well, why don't I just do that with every book, because most books that I read are broken down into quite a lot of chapters, and so why don't I just rate each individual chapter, average them all out, and then get an overall rating for the book that will hopefully be accurate. I don't know why I'm still holding this. So yeah, that's what I did essentially for the last month or so. I've not read like many books, but I've read like 4 books and used this rating system for them. One of the books actually wasn't broken down into chapters, so I read Daisy Jones and the Six, which if you read it you'll know is kind of in an interview format and isn't, in chapters. However, there are like sections of the book, so I just rated each section and then averaged the section ratings out to get my overall rating for the book. And I found that personally it really works for getting a really accurate measure of how I feel about the book overall and my experience with it from start to finish. Because what I used to do is I would read a book and then the ending would kind of make or break my rating of the book. So if an ending was like particularly amazing, I would probably like rate the book 5 stars because it like had me like shook, even if I didn't really enjoy the whole like middle section of the book. So obviously 5 stars would not be an accurate rating for that book. And so this new rating system just gives more of an accurate representation of how I feel about books overall. And if any of you are watching this and kind of struggle with maths and are kind of thinking, oh, how do I calculate the average and stuff like that, it's really quite simple. Anyone can do it. You just get a calculator, you add up all of the ratings for each chapter or section of the book, and then you divide that number by how many chapters or sections there are. For example, if I read a book that was 30 chapters long, then I would add up all of the individual chapter ratings and then divide it by 30, and that will get my overall rating for the book. So it is really simple. And of course, a lot of the time you get ratings like, for example, 3.82579, etc. And personally, I like rounding that to like 1 decimal place. The only times that I'll have like 2 decimal places is if it's a quarter of a whole, so it might be like 3.25 or 3.75. Other than that, I'll just round it to 1 decimal place, and that really works for me. So yeah, from this moment on, that will be my new rating system. So if you happen to watch any of my future videos, like wrap-ups and stuff like that, and you see me rating books like 3.2 stars or 4.8 stars, then it's because of this rating system. And if any of you are watching this thinking that you struggle with the old rating system and would like a new one, then maybe consider using this one as well. Maybe just give this rating system a trial period and see how it works for you, because it is quite adaptable. Like, it'll give you an average rating for the book. You don't have to make that your rating. That'll just give you a better idea of how you actually felt about the book overall. So yeah, if this sounds interesting to you and you want to try it out, make sure to let me know how it goes for you. If it doesn't work, then soz. But if it does work, please let me know in the comments below, or like at me on Twitter or something, because it'll make me really happy if people use this rating system and love it. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up or a like. If you think you like more of my videos, then subscribe below. My social media links will be down in the description. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day. Goodbye.